Arrivals, number, not sure which one it is. All right, Bobs. We're back. Got beer and only 7 books today, which was a very disappointing. And I need to turn off this, which was a disappointing showing at the thrift stores. I did leave some books behind that I could have gotten just to get, but you know, Larry McMurtry first editions don't really excite me much. But so here we are. Rhubarb by H. Allen Smith, the outrageously funny story of the cat who inherited a baseball team. Obviously, it's a fiction book, and one of the things that really sold me on it, besides this cover, and I actually started reading this book earlier, was this. Where's the review? There is a self-imposed review that said this book betokens the death of the novel form in America by Professor Elmer Rossner. I don't know if that's a factual one or not, but it's pretty funny. Thus, it makes it a must-read for this channel. A wacky story about Rhubarb, the cat that took a nightclub by storm, with a cast of characters including Polly, a female weightlifter with curves, Myra, the dizzy Bobby Soxer who wasn't going to let Rhubarb get away with her $1 million, and Eric, Rhubarb's frantic guardian who thought that the cat's conspicuous behavior could be cured by, or is it his conspicuousness, could be cured by psychologists, psychiatrist, whatever it says. It's blocked by a sticker. One of the better covers I've ever seen. And since it's spring training and baseball, I may read this if it actually has something about baseball, but I'm not sure that it does. Yeah, there's the loons right there. The loonies, buddy. The loonies. So I like the Zoomies. We've also got our special guest, Pumpkin Barrel Ale. Where the frick is it? 10% by volume alcoholic beverage. Beer, as we know it otherwise. But normally, I come back with about 20 books after going to the thrift store, but not jack shit today. Yeah, the beer is good. My book review is probably not so good. Yeah, you like pumpkin beer or no? These are my old stock that I have to drink up before it starts going bad. If you never had pumpkin beer, this is a pretty good one. It's pretty expensive. I think it's $4 a bottle. But it's worth it. It's worth it, bruv. And it will knock your you-know-what off. Yeah. What other book? The Quotable Sherlock Holmes, including the original Strand magazine illustrations by Sidney Paget. And as I've stated in previous reviews, or not reviews, but book accumulation videos, that I have probably 30 books now on Sherlock Holmes, and I've never read a single word. I never tried it before. Better stream than 99% of streams. Thanks. I mean, most of these streams are awful. Then again, most of these people are getting paid, so what do you expect? And they're doing little, hey, check out this. I'm being sponsored by Kentucky, whatever the fuck they're called. Kentucky Lexington Brewing Company. Right. I mean, are you that desperate to make money? Get a job. Get a fucking job, bruv. The Quotable Sherlock Holmes. Here, let's read a couple quotes, since I literally know nothing about Sherlock Holmes, even though I have a library of Sherlock Holmes books. The meaning of life. Life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of man could invent. We would not dare to conceive the things which are really mere commonplace of existence. All right, maybe this is why I haven't read Sherlock Holmes. Woman wronged. When a woman has been seriously wronged by a man, she no longer oscillates, and the usual symptom is a bell wire. What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? The hell's a broken bell wire? Does that mean there's something that's not connecting? Patience after dinner. All my instincts tell me that she is in London, but as we have at present no possible means of telling where, we can only take the obvious steps, eat our dinner, and possess our souls in patience. Lady Carfax. I mean, is that where that name comes from? Carfax? On young ladies who knock people up. Well, that sounds lesbianic. Now, when young ladies wander about the metropolis at this hour of the morning and knock sleepy people up out of their beds, I presume that it is something very pressing which they have to communicate. What's it mean, bruv? Love lost. A man always finds it hard to realize that he may have finally lost a woman's love, however badly he may have treated her. To be honest, Sherlock Holmes is a bit like more sophisticated Dr. Phil. On the disposing of bodies. The question now is, what shall we do with this poor wretch's body? We cannot leave it here to the foxes and the ravens. His brother's quiet place. Very likely not. There are many men in London, you know, who, some from shyness, some from misanthropy, have no wish for the company of their fellows. Yet they are not averse to comfortable chairs and the latest periodicals. It is for the convenience of these that the Diogenes Club was started, and it now contains the most unsociable and unclubbable men in town. No member is permitted to take the least notice of any other one. Save in the strangers' room, no talking is, under any circumstances, allowed, and 3 offenses, if brought to the notice of the committee, render the talker liable to expulsion. My brother was one of the founders, and I have myself found it very soothing atmosphere. Well, that dissuades me from reading Sherlock Holmes. Streetwise Italian Dictionary and Thesaurus, the user-friendly guide to Italian slang and idioms. More than 2,500 current expressions. All you Italian bruvs, all you. Bisticiarsi, bicker. Imbestialersi. Well, it'd probably help if I could read some Italian. Imbestialersi, to fly into a rage. Fare un sonata, to make a scene. Fare passe, is that how you would say fair, or is it fair pace? Fare passe. Furry passe. It almost sounded like something far worse. Rompiscatoli. Rompiscatoli, a box breaker. Annoying, pain in the neck. Fam, your friend is a real pain in the neck. Interrupting. Accidenti. Holy cow, holy smokes. Che Cavallo DC. What the heck are you saying? Che Caso DC. What the fuck are you saying? Non dire casati. Don't say fucking stupid things. Piantala. Smettila. Stop it. Quit it. Cut it out, fam. Bello, bella. Note. Beautiful. Note, it is as common for members of the same sex as it is for members of the opposite sex to greet each other with ciao, bello, bella. It is not considered a come on if you greet someone that you know in this way. It can be considered a come on if you greet someone you don't know in this way. Il capiedi, footlicker, brown noser. The scarpe de tennis shoes. That's a letdown. You say all that shit to say tennis shoes. Glee slip briefs. La passerella catwalk. All right, this book leaves me cold. I should have opened it, and once I saw these clip art illustrations, I would have fucking put it back, but I did not. Don't like them. They're rudimentary rubbish. Rubbish. Agenda 21 by Ron Taylor. This is obviously... Whoa, I turned off the light. Well, turn it right back on. There we go. Obviously, you've heard of Agenda 21. It's basically the right-wing version of whatever they're saying Trump's doing with 2025. Is it Agenda 2025? Anyway, this one is supposedly run by the UN Sustainable Development Initiative and the forfeiture of American sovereignty and liberties, which I don't believe because we already lost them all. Anyways, this was written by Ron Taylor. If I could open it to the first page. Copyright 2016 by Ron Taylor. This expose of Agenda 21 is intended for informational purposes only. While the author and publisher of this book have made every effort to accurately describe Agenda 21 political objectives, policies and actions change rapidly and may not be reflective of the information compiled for this book. Please consult current law and relevant sustainable development initiatives for definitive plans impacting your rights and the sovereignty of America as we know it. New age is dawning. There is a new age dawning in America and around the world that promises to change everything you know as well as the values you hold dear. The values we hold dear, like life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, form the foundation of who we are as a people and a nation. Our traditions and laws are based on these values and were originally designed to preserve human dignity. In my opinion, human dignity is as vital to life as the air we breathe and the water we drink. Without it, life perishes. As you will discover in this book, proponents of Agenda 21 believe you are a nuisance. I mean, you are, but that doesn't mean they have a right to fucking overthrow you. Your very existence represents a stumbling block to a master plan that equates human life to a colony of ants, where the rights of the individual and human dignity are defined by servitude, not freedom, and where personal ambition must be expended for the greater good. The assault on your dignity and rights will not take place in one fell swoop, but will be eroded one right at a time. It's like the proverbial salami. The proverbial salami? What are you fucking talking about? That gets consumed one slice at a time. The proverbial salami. I fucking heard it all now. At first, you don't notice your salami. At first, you don't notice your salami is shrinking as you hack off a slice and share it with a friend named Lorena Bobbitt. But as one slice turns into two, and then three, you begin to notice a change. Eventually, your entire salami is gone. I mean, who fucking writes a book on the inevitable takeover of the United States and just uses a salami reference? Eventually, your entire salami is gone. Agenda 21 is just one knife the United Nations and the U.S. government is using to slice into your rights and gorge themselves at your expense. My opinions in this area are further supported by James Madison, where he stated, "I believe there are more instances of the abridgment of the freedom of the people by gradual, silent encroachments of those in power than by violent and sudden usurpations." And now the United Nations has the ante by proposing 17 ambitious and politically motivated goals to bring peace to our cities. Feed the hungry, house the poor, and cultivate your national abeyance. They call the plan the 2030. The 2030 agenda represents a crucial escalation in the global assault on American sovereignty. For details, see the 2030 Agenda Index, or Appendix, I should say. This is a pretty weak start. Let's see what the New Age Dawning, we already read that. Hell in a Nutshell. Table of contents. Let's go to Hell in a Nutshell. I want to see the hell that's coming to us. The hell. A lie can travel halfway around the world while the truth is putting on its shoes. U.S. government complicity. Hell in a nutshell. It is hard to predict exactly what the future may hold, but it is possible to make accurate extrapolations based on current events, political agendas, and documented objectives of government bodies. Frankly, I'm worried. Hell, as I see it, is the forfeiture of my human dignity and constitutional rights at the hands of a governing body. I served with the U.S. military in 2 combat zones and have 2 sons who currently serve in the U.S. Army. All right, I've had enough of this. Let's go to the next book. The Amateur's Mind, Turning Chess Misconceptions into Chess Mastery. Picked this up at a thrift store for a quarter. It's probably worth about $10. And there was an Anne Rice book there and one of those Dover thrift editions of Henry V, I think, part 1, or whatever Shakespeare play that is. And I was just like, do I really need another Shakespeare book that I'm not going to read and is not vintage? And I said no. Just turn this light on. See if we get some better light here. And we do. The Amateur's Mind, Turning Chess Misconceptions into Chess Mastery. I have really no interest in chess other than as a collectible or as a book that's worth a little bit. To Takako Abe, whose kindness allowed me to see the shades of Tokyo that would normally have remained hidden. The battle between bishops and knights. Every chess student dreams of finding the perfect teacher, someone who magically knows what's going on in the student's mind and is able to surgically remove the flaws contained there. Unfortunately, this really happens in reality. The well-meaning master, not being a movie character or a psychic, thinks it sufficient to look at the student's games, ask questions, and give pat answers to the problems that appear before his eyes. There's your beer. Are you still here, Riley? No, that's an answer, no. Riley's gone. Holy shit, look at this. 5. Fisher. That's why I don't care about chess. Battle between bishops and knights. Yeah, I'm going to sell this book. I have to. I don't care about it. Book number 6, I believe it is. No, this is book number... Yeah, this is book number 6. Elmore Leonard's Freaky Deaky. Since I'm from Detroit and Elmore Leonard was a Detroiter, I've been picking up his hardcover editions of books and any of the vintage mass market paperback madness. Copyright 1988 by Elmore Leonard. To my wife Joan for giving me the title and a certain look when I write too many words. 1. Chris Menkowski's last day on the job, 2 in the afternoon, 2 hours to go. He got a call to dispose of a bomb. What happened? A guy by the name of Booker, a 25-year-old super dude, twice convicted felon, was in his jacuzzi when the phone rang. He yelled for his bodyguard, Juicy Mouth, to take it. Hey, Juicy, his bodyguard, his driver, and his husband were around somewhere. Will somebody get the phone? The phone kept ringing. The phone must have rung 15 times before Booker got out of the jacuzzi. Put on his green satin robe that matched the emerald pinned to his left earlobe and picked up the phone. Booker said, "Who's this?" A woman's voice said, "You sitting down?" The phone was on a table next to a green leather wingback chair. Booker loved green. He said, "Baby, is that you?" It sounded like his woman, Moselle. Her voice said, "Are you sitting down? You have to be sitting down for when I tell you something." Booker said, "Baby, you sound different. What's wrong?" He sat down in the green leather chair, frowning, working his butt around to get comfortable. The woman's voice said, "Are you sitting down?" Booker said, "I am. I have sat the fuck down. Now you gonna talk to me? What?" Moselle's voice said, "I'm supposed to tell you that when you get up, honey, what's left of your ass is gonna go clear through the ceiling." That's actually a good start. When Chris got there, a uniform let him in. There were 13th precinct cars and a tactical station wagon parked in front of the house. The uniform told Chris that Booker had called 911. They radioed him here, and when he saw who it was, he called narcotics, and they jumped at it. A chance to go through the man's house wide open with their dog. A guy from narcotics, who looked like a young vagrant, told Chris that Booker was a success story. All right. Fuck it, Elmore Leonard. Pretty boring. Lastly, this very strange edition where the front cover is actually the author's face, who is David Niven, and the back cover is what would normally be the front cover. Bring On the Empty Horses by David Niven. Miss Colleen Collins. Hey, is that Ziggy? Ziggy, buddy. All right, let's look at this book. See what this is about. I got it because I looked it up and it shows that it's worth about 10, 15 bucks on eBay. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have purchased it for 50 cents. For David Niven, not a famous actor. Oh, he was an actor. All right. He would be thought a brilliant writer, and after this book, he will surely be thought a brilliant writer. David Niven tops his performance as the author of The Moon's a Balloon, now with a bird's eye view of the golden days of Hollywood, from the shimmering sophistication of the 30s to the gaudy innocence of the early days of television and beyond. Niven was there from extra to Oscar with this invitation, and there are only a select few who can extend it. He weaves a fabulous tapestry of studio moguls, stars, business managers, writers, columnists, parties, deals, delights, and disappointments. Niven spares no one, including himself, as he turns the full forces of his wise and witty gaze on the private lives of such public luminaries as Gable, Garbo, Bogart, Bacall, Chaplin, Errol Flynn, Cary Grant, Fred Astaire, blah, blah, blah. Bring on the empty horses. G.P. Putnam's Son, New York, 1975, by David Niven. The Playpen, Our Little Girl, Hedda and Luella, Errol Flynn, Summit Drive. The Pleasure of Your Company, The Ace. Let's see what we can find in there. Not much of interest. Bunch of Hollywood bullshit. But there it is, the book. Let's see what the David Niven. Bring on the empty horses. Oh boy. Oh boy. Are you there, Cray Cray? I always see one viewer. I always suspect it's Cray Cray. Because who else would it be? All right. That's going to have to be all. I'm going to have to do something else here. Goodbye, bro.